Hello everyone, welcome back to Tartan Samurai Gaming. Today we are playing the sequel to one of the games we previously played on the channel, Final Fight. So today it is Final Fight 2. And this was actually a console exclusive, I believe, to the Super Nintendo, SNES or whatever you call it. Um, so I believe this is a preview of our main villain. Yeah. So Hagar, Cody, and Guy are back to once again take on the Mad Gear Gang. And the Japanese text roughly translates saying we've only got 2 days to rescue the hostages, otherwise, well, you know what's going to happen. So, Maki is a new character who is calling to ask for help because it is her dad and her sister that have been kidnapped. So we're going to Hong Kong to rescue these people. So Hagar is ready for a fight. And of course Cody and Guy are going to back him up. So, this is Final Fight 2. So we'll give ourselves plenty of credits for this one. Let's try... Oh, Carlos, a new character. Okay. Right, let's go with Maki since she looks kind of like a ninja, and I like ninjas. Okay, so part 1 is in Hong Kong. Alright, so initial thought is that it plays very similarly to Final Fight 1. Simple and punching, combo attacks, etc. So I've never played this before today. So I had played the original Final Fight a couple of times before doing the playthrough on the channel, but as I've explained before, growing up I wasn't a Nintendo kid, so Nintendo games are a bit of a alien concept to me in a lot of regards, but I have played a few of them, and I've heard good things about this one, so let's see how we get on with it. It actually feels initially a bit easier than Final Fight 1, I gotta say. Perhaps because it's not designed with an arcade audience in mind. It's, you know, it's clearly made as a game to be enjoyed rather than a game to extract maximum income from you. Feels very similar to Streets of Rage 2. I guess it was probably made around about the same time. But, this was probably Nintendo's answer to Streets of Rage 2, I would imagine, because Final Fight had already been out in the market for a couple of years at that point. Also, having lived in Hong Kong for a couple of years, I can tell you this looks nothing like Hong Kong. But, you know, I think we can forgive the designers that. I don't think they necessarily need to go and scout locations for a beat 'em up like this. So is this a boss? I don't know. Nah. Just a sudden change in musical tone there made me wonder if I was fighting a boss, but it didn't feel like a boss. Come to think of it, this looks more like an apartment I once viewed in Hong Kong, so maybe Maybe they are more on point with their graphics than I thought. Nah, I'm only kidding. Hong Kong's a lovely place, but it does have let's just say, some rather unpleasant places that unscrupulous landlords will try to rent out as legitimate apartments. Okay, moving on. I wonder what Maki's special move is. Does she have one? I'm guessing maybe not. Oh, there we go. Right, okay, it's that kind of twirling kick thing. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, this feels good so far. It definitely plays smoother than the original Final Fight. The combat does seem to flow a bit better. Graphically, it's not quite there, but as I say, it's a console game, not an arcade game, so that's to be expected. There is going to be a trade-off in graphics and sound with a console game. What was he trying to do there, that dirty man? At least buy our dinner first, for goodness sake. Right, there we go. Nope. So we might be about to drop our first credit in a minute. Nice if I can make it through level 1 before that I do that though. Wonder if there'll be any other Street Fighter characters making cameos in this, because quite a few Street Fighter Alpha characters started off as bad guys and bosses in Final Fight. So. Oh, jump chip. I've seen one of those for years. If you ever go to Hong Kong, you can actually hire one of those for the day, and it's not that expensive. It's equivalent maybe about 300, 300 or 400 American dollars, but it'll seat up to 25 of you. So you can, divide that by 25 people. It's actually quite reasonable. Bear in mind, that was in 2016, the last time I was there, so it might prices might have gone up a little bit since then, I don't know. Right, let's give Hagar a try. Wow, the boss hits hard. He hits really hard, damn. Wow. Hey, that's better, Hagar. It's almost as if that's a mechanic they borrowed from the first Streets of Rage game. The idea that the boss, you have to hit him a certain amount of times before his energy actually turns yellow in this case, or orange in Streets of Rage case, and then you can actually damage him. Interesting. I mean, Final Fight and Streets of Rage have kind of borrowed from each other over the years, and it's a shame we haven't got a new Final Fight game recently. Okay. Alright, we're in Paris for the next level. Looks like we're going to have to do a world tour here. Shoes. Okay. It's like the famous Scottish comedian Billy Connolly once said, before you judge a man, walk a mile in his shoes. After that, who cares? He's a mile away and you've got his shoes. Right, let's see what Carlos is like. What's the point in having a katana on your back if you're not going to use it, mate? Come on. Okay, it's a special attack. Right. I will just about forgive that, but it is quite annoying to have a character with a sword who doesn't use it normally. Oh, there's Andori making a comeback. He was a boss in the first game, of course, based on Andre the Giant. Famous wrestler and star of The Princess Bride. Another film that I've never seen, but everybody keeps telling me I need to watch, so we'll do it at some point. Maybe on a day when I'm not busy doing playthroughs. Carlos's playstyle actually feels a lot like Blaze from Streets of Rage, whereas Maki felt more like Axel, and Hagar is obviously like Max because he's just a powerhouse. Okay, he's down. Moving on. Oh, there's another Andre. Oh, Andre Jr. Okay. There we go. Somebody really needs to teach this guy a lesson about consent. I'm pretty sure that's not how you write Charles de Gaulle in French. I don't think he was ever called Charlie. But anyway, maybe he was called Charlie to his friends, I don't know. Feel free to correct me, French speakers, in the comments if I'm wrong, but I suspect that might be a misprint. So I assume we're going to be boarding a plane after this, which is why we're at the airport. Nightstick. Which is now sadly gone. Oh dear. Yeah, the sound definitely isn't as good as the first game, but the playability is, as I said, as good if not better, but the sound isn't quite there, unfortunately. But that's just a console thing, you know, that it would be the same if it was on any other 16-bit console. It's not a Nintendo thing, it's just a limitations of 16-bit hardware thing. Alright, I think we'll go back to Maki because she was the best all-round character so far, I think. Okay. Oh, this looks like a... looks like Zangief's angry brother. Right down to the chest there, it's basically Zangief. He's called Freddy, apparently. Whoa. These bosses really hit hard. You just one-shotted me there. Good. Yeah, there's something up with the balancing of this game. That shouldn't be happening. Guile cameo in the background there as well. Lots of Street Fighter references here. I wonder if this version I'm playing is set to like very hard mode or something, because that's ridiculous, the idea that bosses can knock you out in one hit. Though the rest of the fighters feel pretty easy, it's just the bosses that are overpowered like crazy. That's not important anyway, because Freddy here is about to go down. There we go. Round 2 is clear. Now what's next? Oh, the bonus stage. Time to break up the car. Now we get to use the nightstick. There we go. Bonus. Holland. Or Netherlands as it's now known. I don't know, was it ever officially called Holland? Because like, We used to talk about when the World Cup was on. Used to talk about Holland back in the days when you had like Van Basten and Rijkaard and Gullit. But then like I think from '98 onwards, everyone just started calling it the Netherlands. But I think that might have always been the country's official name, and people just called it Holland out of laziness. A bit like the way when Russia was the Soviet Union, everybody still called it Russia. So I don't know. Again, Dutch people, if you're watching, let me know. Because, I mean, in Japanese, it's still called Oranda, which is basically just Holland said with a Japanese accent. So they're not doing much to clarify the situation there. Oh, that's nasty. Can these guys step on the mines, I wonder? Yes, they can. Good. Oh, and the explosion is just lifted straight from Street Fighter 2. Excellent. It's the same flame effect as you get when you hit somebody with a Yoga Flame or a Yoga Fire. I love baiting bad guys into traps. It's fun. Let's stick with Maki. Yep, I knew one of you idiots would step on the mine eventually. Okay. Some of the items are a bit random. You know, we had shoes in the last level, now we've got a lobster in this level. I mean, variety's good, but it's just a bit weird. I can't think of another game where lobster and shoes would both be power-ups in the same game. Yeah. I don't know, maybe one of the Like a Dragon games is sort of the mad thing they would do, I guess. Okay. I think we're inside a windmill here. They're going full stereotypical Dutch here. So, people who have experience of playing this game, please tell me, do the characters ordinarily do this much damage, or is the fact that I'm playing an emulator kind of affecting that? Because it does feel like certain fighters do an irrational amount of damage, whereas others are just cannon fodder. Moving on. Yep, there's the windmill, of course. There we go. Some really random power-ups again. Although, if I remember, that was a feature of Final Fight 1 as well. So, yeah. Okay. Heading down into the sewers now, looks like. I don't know what's more disconcerting, that my character just casually jumped into the sewers, or that there was a whole host of guys waiting there for her. Okay. Bratkin. Okay. Very German sounding name for a Dutch boss. Oh, that was good. Just your triple up there. He's some kind of weird looking kind of Frankenstein kind of creature, this boss, isn't he? Fell out the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down, I think. That's another good Scottish expression. Feel free to steal that one. You can be really extreme and say fell out the ugly tree and fell face first into every branch on the way down. Before landing on his head. Almost got him. And he's down. Right, round clear. now? England. Okay. If one of the power-ups isn't fish and chips, I'm going to be very disappointed. Alright, we're nearly there. I think. Enemies are getting faster at this point. I know you notice the movement speed of that character there. We must be getting deep into the game now. Undera has a boss level energy bar this time. Okay, that's disconcerting. Right, okay, he's yellow now. Right, almost there. And he's there. We're gonna get on the train now, I guess. Right, do we get to throw people off the train? Unfortunately not. That would have been fun. Yeah, that was the one thing missing from the first final fight that Streets of Rage had, was the ability to, in certain levels, throw bad guys down pits or off of buildings or whatever. Don't think there was any levels in Final Fight where you could do that. Again, Final Fight came out, 2.5 years before Streets of Rage, so it's not really a fair comparison. These guys are just gonna casually come on and throw firebombs at us, okay. Very low energy though, so if we can just make contact with them, we'll probably knock them out. Okay, that's the train section cleared. Once again, London does not have any skyscrapers like that, I don't think. I've seen plenty of clowns when I was in London though. They got that part right. Again, I'm only kidding folks, you know, anybody from London. Lovely place. I've only been there a couple of times, but seems like an interesting enough city. You see, it would have been better if this guy had been the boss of the Dutch level, because then you could have had, you know, fighting a clown in the sewers. It could have been a homage to it. But missed opportunity, I suppose. Give myself some extra credits here, just in case. And he's down. Okay, round 4 is down. I guess now we're going to Italy. Oh, bonus stage. Break the drums, okay. Got it, just in time. Excellent. Okay. Now we're in Italy. Venezia by the looks of it. Yeah, he was about to grab me there and do that attack that takes away half my energy, so it was better just to use a special move on him, I think. Okay, knife time. Section. Oh, we're getting into the lower reaches again. Reusing assets, Capcom, but I'll let you away with it. Since this is quite a fun game. In fairness, it's just that background texture that looks a bit like the sewer level. The rest of the level is actually different, because we're clearly on a boat. Almost there. Just a little bit more. Under it is nasty though, if he gets you with that charging move. He's probably going to knock me out here, but I'll keep trying anyway. One more hit. Oh, I got him. Good. Wow, two sets of identical tourists sitting just a few rows behind each other. I'm being facetious, I know, they've got to reuse their background assets. Alright, just a transitional scene there. And it's the obligatory elevator scene, because every fighting game must have one. That was a bit short, but okay. Oh, it's Rolento again. Was he supposed to be Italian? I thought he was American. I don't know. Anyway. The energy bar seems to be going through various different colours here. Dear. Rolento is not relenting, funnily enough. You know what, let's give Mike Hager another try, because he didn't really get a fair shot earlier on, did he? Got annihilated by a boss, and he's about to get annihilated by another boss. So we'll give Mike Hager a couple of continues here, I think. Didn't really try him properly earlier. Stick with Hager for now. Right, okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Is this guy just gonna like just keep spinning around like this? This is kind of frustrating. Alright, there we go. Proper slam on him now. Right, Mike, let's get him this time. Oof. Dear. This is brutally hard. There we go. Right, he's down now. Right, I think it's just Japan to go now, looking at the map. Yep, Neon, yep. Okay. So they're going back to Japan for the final fight. Okay. Very Shinobi-esque background here. Right, having tried Hager for a bit more, I'm still finding him a bit too slow, so I am going to switch back to Maki on the next continue. Yep, time to bring Maki back in. And he's down. Moving on. Oh, that wasn't pleasant. One thing I'll say though is the opponents that you fight are a little bit repetitive. I'd maybe like to have seen a bit more character variety. I know it's in this style of game you do fight, the same characters over and over, but this just feels like a little bit too samey. There's not quite enough variety there for me. I like it when every level kind of introduces a new type of enemy to deal with. That kind of keeps you thinking, whereas this game pretty much played its hand in the first one or two levels, so bosses notwithstanding. So yeah, overall, not a bad game, but I don't think it's as good as the first game in total. The total sum of its parts. I think Final Fight 1 still stands up as a better overall game. I don't know what the critical reception was for this game when it came out, because obviously, as I said, I wasn't a Super Nintendo player as a kid, so I've no idea how this game was received, but I'd imagine it would have been fairly well received. It's a decent enough game. It's just not a patch on the original. But again, I haven't played the Super Nintendo version of the original, so I don't know how that compares to this. Okay, done. Moving on. Going into the house now, I would imagine. Yeah. Guys are all carrying batons now. At least that's a kind of an incremental upgrade on the guys you have to fight, I suppose. Oh. So I'm guessing that we probably aren't too far away from the boss now, and since we're in Japan, I'm guessing it's probably going to be the last boss. I don't know, as I say, I've not, I keep saying I've not played this game before, I'm starting to repeat myself, but you get the point. If I was paying money in an arcade for this, I'd be raging with that, because that was just obnoxious. He just one-shotted me twice in a row. Yeah, there's definitely some balancing issues with the enemies in this game. I need to go back and read reviews on this later and see what people actually said at the time, because if this was how it actually played, it's pretty poor actually in terms of balancing. One or two more hits should do it. Where is he? Come on, you. Right, there we go. And we can move on. She just came out of nowhere, didn't she? Right, we must be getting near the end of the game now, because almost every enemy seems to be capable of one-shotting me now. That sounds like fairly ominous last boss-esque music, so hopefully that means we're about to fight the last boss. Oh, there's Tengu masks on the wall and everything. Yeah, this is definitely last boss territory. Sorry, that's not a Tengu mask, that's an Oni mask. Tengu masks have got long noses, if you wonder what the difference is. Sorry if this flying kick strategy seems a bit repetitive, but it's the one thing that I know definitely works against characters. When they can one-shot you with a single hit, you kind of have to do what you can to get through it. Okay, almost there. Let's hope this guy doesn't come in for another one of those hugs again. Ah, there he goes. Oh, there's some samurai armor in the background. Can I punch that out? No, I can't. Okay. It looked like something you could punch to get a power up. A G Andori. Not just a normal Andori, a G Andori. I wonder what the difference is. Apart from having a much bigger energy bar. Uh-oh. There's always a danger that could happen. Got him. Right, let's see if this is the boss now. Retsu. Yep, this must be the last boss. Oh, he's a weird looking beast. Like the final boss of Revenge of Shinobi on steroids. Speaking of steroids. No, I'm sure Mike's figure is entirely natural. Yeah, after that brief interlude, we'll just stick with Maki because Hager was just too slow there. Right, green is usually a precursor to turning yellow, so we shouldn't be too far away now. He actually seems to do less damage per hit than the other bosses did, which is bizarre. He doesn't seem to have any definitive one-shot takeouts. Right, okay, he's into yellow now. Not long to go. Can we do it on this continue? Let's see. Oof. Right. He's gotta go this time. And he's gone. So we've rescued her. So she's saying, father, sister. She's saying thank you, everybody. But I think she wants to find Guy. Maybe that's Guy's girlfriend, I don't know. Anyway. So, that is Final Fight 2. That's not a bad game. Like I say, not as good as the first game. But not bad. It was fun. It was a wee bit repetitive. It slightly outstayed its welcome a little bit. I think it could use more enemy variety. It could use better balancing with the difficulty, and I think maybe if we'd have had more characters as well, because just having 3 characters and taking away 2 of the originals was kind of. Because to be honest, if you're going to drop any character, it would have been. Oh, wait a minute, what's happening here? Guy's going to see Rena, his girlfriend. That's good. Alright, so Guy's on his way. Nice. Okay, so that was Final Fight 2. Thank you for watching Tartan Samurai Gaming. Please stay tuned. Retro gaming content uploaded every single game. And I will see you next time. Thank you.